Hello, everyone. So, concerning the recent military strike that President Trump ordered, people are just freaking out, getting really, really angry at Trump, and I wanted to kind of talk about this. I've been researching this all day, trying to get to the bottom of this, wrap my head around what is going on here. Why did Trump do this? So, a lot of people think that the chemical attack was a false flag and that it wasn't really committed by this dude, okay? This is the leader, the president of Syria, and they think he's being framed, and it's really the rebels, the jihadist rebels who are trying to overthrow him because they want this, they kind of want a Sharia law, they want an extremist Islamic State, right? And this guy, he wants Syria to be secular. And from the research I've done, he seems to be a pretty good guy. I mean, I'm sure he's got his faults. I'm sure he's probably killed innocent people, but he's trying to have a secular government in the Middle East. And it would be horrible if Trump went to war and tried to take this guy out of power. This guy is basically, I think, doing a good job for the most part. Okay, so it's not perfect, he's probably a dictator in some ways. They're calling his leadership like a regime, like a bad thing. But I've heard some good things about him. And I'm still deciding, but, it's better. Him being a ruler in Syria is better to me than the rebels that want, an Islamic State Sharia law. So I'm in favor of Assad. But the problem is Trump thinks this guy did this chemical attack. Okay, and that's why Trump attacked that's why he ordered this military strike, okay? And because he saw these kids and, he got so upset and so sad that these kids got all, the kids died from the chemical attack. And so he's trying to basically show this guy, hey, you can't do that. You can't kill your people. But, this guy could be framed. So the jury is still out. Anyways. But Trump, maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe it's not fake. What if this guy actually did do it? I doubt that at this point from what I've heard, but it's probably a false flag. It's probably, I don't think this guy did it from what I've heard, but anyway, so this girl, the Syrian girl, okay, she's cool. Now, I watched this video. She says that this was a false flag, okay, because the rebels who are trying to overtake Assad, she's saying that they did this false flag because they wanted Trump to do this because Trump took out the military base, okay, was actually it was an important military base, like the air base, and it was basically that's how they were fighting off. That's why Assad was fighting off the rebels, and that was an important, air base. And so that now that Trump took out this air base, that's going to be easier now for the rebels to take over. And Assad was kind of winning, and now it's going to be harder for him to win against the rebels that are trying to overthrow his government and create that Islamic Sharia state, or whatever. So this is a cool video. I will put this in the description for you guys to check out. This girl seems to know what she's talking about. She's from Syria. And, yeah. So, anyways. Some people think, okay, now we can't overreact to this because Trump, this is not starting World War III yet. Things haven't escalated to that point. Now, some people think Trump did this because he's kind of making a statement that he's not, that he's not all buddy-buddy with Putin because people think, Trump is he's just all friends with Putin, and he's trying to say, no, look, I'm going to bomb Putin's ally here. And so therefore he's not just in the hands of Putin, and they're not just working together, So some people think he did it for that reason. To kind of show that like he's his own guy, he's not just all buddy with Putin. Anyways, that's a possibility. But anyway, so Steve Bannon, Trump fired Steve Bannon from a role in his administration. So Stephen Bannon was a guy I liked a lot. And he's still in the Trump administration, but he's kind of got demoted. Now, Steve Bannon, he's calling this guy, Jared Kushner, who is also working for Trump, he's calling him a cuck and a globalist. So these guys are not getting along. And I think, I'm on Steve Bannon's side. I think Steve Bannon should be promoted, and Jared Kushner is probably really a cuck. And he's a globalist, so he's not a good dude. And this guy is, married to Ivanka Trump, and that's how he got his little job in the White House. And people now are saying that Jared Kushner is really responsible for this airstrike, okay? Because they're thinking now that Steve Bannon's fired, now this guy has more control over Trump, and he's like whispering. So like this girl right here, she tweeted this out. Kushner, worm tongue whispering World War III. So basically they're saying like this is Kushner and this is Donald Trump, and Kushner is this globalist who wants America to get into war with Syria and overthrow Assad, and he has his own little sinister agenda here. And actually, Fire Kushner was a trending tag on Twitter. Okay, and this is a lot of people are talking about this. They basically think that Jared Kushner is like manipulating Trump. Now, I'd like to think that's not true, because I like to think Trump is kind of a strong dude, and he has his own mind and everything. He's not so easily manipulated, but you never know. I don't know. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I don't know what to make of all this, but it's crazy. So Stephen Bannon, he was like against the Syria strike because he's not a globalist. He wants America first. He wants America to do its own thing and not get involved with Syria and going to war with Syria and all this sort of thing. But we'll see how it plays out. I don't think it's to the point where it's going to be like World War III yet. I think that Trump is going to make the right choice, and it's not going to, I hope Trump doesn't really screw up here. But anyways, see, people have been spreading this around Twitter. They basically think so. Jared Kushner, they think, he's like manipulating Trump, you see here. And, they're thinking, okay, so they're thinking, oh, he's a Jew. And they're thinking it's somehow in the Jewish interest to go to war with Syria? That's what they're saying. They're saying the Jews, Israel wants America to go to war with Syria and like overthrow Assad. I'm not exactly sure why yet. I haven't researched. Maybe you guys could tell me why. I don't know. I'm still confused about all this. But then this was also a trending hashtag on Twitter. Keep Bannon. And I'm in favor of this. I think Bannon should be kept. I want him to be promoted in the Trump campaign. He should have a high role in Trump's campaign management. Okay, so see, it's another thing that was being spread around Twitter. This is Jared. I want you to die for Israel. So somehow they're thinking it's in Israel's best interest for us to overthrow Assad, and I'm not exactly sure why. That's in Israel's best interest. But, I don't know how much... Oh, and now this was interesting. So Soros, this guy is a big globalist. People talk about him being a huge globalist, and he's given a lot of money to the Kushner family. That's interesting. That's fishy right there. It makes you, see, $250 million in credit to Jared Kushner and Joshua Kushner's real estate startup. So there's some fishy business going on there. This is a website called firekushner.com. And here, let's just go through some of these reasons. Okay, this is really interesting. So, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, all these really very more liberal type of people. And people are saying they're more globalist. Okay. And Trump, what a lot of people voted for Trump, and I like Trump because he was like a nationalist and not wanting to like do all this neocon foreign intervention in wars and stuff. And now they're saying, oh, Jared Kushner is getting Trump involved in all these. Basically, Jared Kushner is pushing for this neocon, type of invasion of Syria and going to war. And there could be truth to that, who knows? So, see, this person is saying, Jared Kushner made the decision to fire missiles at Syria despite it violating Donald Trump's previously. So, that's the kind of thing I'm saying. Jared Kushner is further beholden to globalist interests by the fact that he's the beneficiary of $250 million from George Soros. So, that's interesting. So basically the battle now is between Jared Kushner and Steve Bannon. Who's going to get more control in this White House? I hope it's Steve Bannon, and I hope Trump realizes that maybe he's being played. Or maybe he knows something that I don't know, and Trump has the bird's eye view here, and he's really got a master plan. So I'm not ready to turn on Trump yet. Not ready to turn on Trump. But this Fire Kushner thing was actually a trending hashtag on Twitter. Very interesting here. This guy, he's probably a cuck. Look at him. He looks like a cuck. I don't know, people. It's all very interesting. Some people are thinking like maybe Ivanka's going to run for president next term. I don't know that. I probably wouldn't vote for her because I don't probably agree with her politics. She's cool and everything, but she's probably more of a globalist. So what we need is Steve Bannon. Not this dude. We need Steve Bannon to get more control. I'm very disappointed that he got demoted and he was on the National Security Council or something. He got removed. He had his role removed, and now this guy has too much control. And I don't know, man. It's a lot of fishy stuff going on, but that's basically it. I know that's not very advanced. I was trying to research this. It's a lot to wrap my head around. This is a very complicated thing. You know what I mean? It's very complicated. I don't want us to go to war with Syria. I think Trump is going to be smarter than that. Let's give him some time. Let's wait and see before we judge him too much. So far, all he's done is just attack this, just to do a little missiles, some missiles at the air base in Syria. That's not too bad. It killed like 6 innocent it killed 6 Syrian soldiers or something on that airbase. So that's not exactly the best ever, but oh gosh, they shouldn't have been working there anyways. You shouldn't be. Don't be a soldier because it's dangerous. Okay, don't be a soldier. That's the moral of this story. That's it. Let's see. I hope Trump does a good job here. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think in the comments. May you live forever.